for the...
Greetings, everyone. A look at the starting group for the Magic. In the backcourt form, it'll be Suggs and Caldwell Pope. Wagner and Banchero are the forwards, and it's Carter in at the center, filling out the middle. And for the Bulls, we've got Lonzo Ball. Buzelis out there with Patrick Williams. Then it's Josh Giddey, and it's Smith in at the 5.
And how about the patience from Buzelis and the body control? He doesn't rush through that play.
You know, Stan, I've always thought that your path, kind of like Billy Donovan's, going from the college game to the pro game, both enjoying success, very, very similar paths.
Except for one thing, Kevin. Billy could actually play. I couldn't. So, you know.
Well, you're not being fair to yourself now. Come on.
Billy was a great college player, and I think, Kevin, Billy Donovan's the most underrated coach in the NBA. This guy's a surefire Hall of Famer, back-to-back national titles in college, and then you look at the consistent success he has had in the NBA with teams. This guy is as good as anyone in the country, heck, anyone in the world coaching basketball.
Well said. Here's Banchero. The Bulls getting their last shot to go. And it's Suggs missing. And so it's Giddey with it. He brings it up for Chicago. Pass to Buzelis. And then Buzelis with the dunk.
And throwing it down, not necessarily Buzelis' game, but don't give him that much space.
Carter sets the pick for Suggs. It's Wagner atop the key. From deep. And the 3-ball is good.
Well, that's a good sign for Wagner. He's working to become a more consistent shooter from outside.
Here's Giddey. The kick out to Williams. Smith outside. Just 5 to shoot. Driving inside. And the shot is good. Smith's got his second bucket of the night.
Well, early in this game, they've made one good play after another.
Here's Suggs. Rebound by Smith. Bulls have gone 4-4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Buzelis' shot is good.
Impressive start here. That's 5 straight makes to start the game.
Now, here's Suggs. Into the lane, and Suggs throws it down.
Off the bounce, Suggs showing his athleticism.
Stolen by Caldwell Pope. And up the court come the Magic on the break. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, Franz Wagner grew up in Germany, but he says one of the reasons that I went to college in the U.S. was to learn a different mentality. The game is played more competitively, and talking trash is welcome. I had it in me deep down, but that brought it out more. That combination of styles has helped him to this day. Kevin?
Great stuff, D.A. Thanks. And you were just talking about this coach, Patrick Williams, a guy with loads of potential.
Yeah, Kevin, he's had to deal with a lot of injuries here early in his career. Sometimes he tends to disappear in games, but when he's got it going, this guy has a chance to be a really good 3-and-D player.
It'll be fun to see where he takes his game.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
The Magic trail by 7. 1:22 left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Suggs, and Suggs throws it down.
Get up, Jalen Suggs. This guy also a terrific football player in high school.
Here's Ball, and Ball slams it in.
And that's a special play coming from the one spot.
You know, his passing can take a backseat for that dunk. Wow.
Wow, that is an impressive vertical for a point guard. My goodness.
Here's Banchero, following the basket by Lonzo Ball. Kicks it out to Banchero. 6 on the shot clock. Back to Caldwell Pope. Banchero is screened for Caldwell Pope. Williams with the steal. Here's Giddey. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Kicks it out to Bancaro. Wagner passes to Caldwell Pope. Down low. Carter sets the pick for Wagner. Good on the triple. Wagner's got 6 points.
And smart ball movement there from Bancaro. And that selflessness will endear him to his teammates.
And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. For 3, Caldwell Pope. And that one released in time, but no good. The offense coming free and easy as we wrap up the first. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
Well, a lot of times you'll hear coaches yell, get the ball inside, and you can see why. Good things happen when you get the ball into the paint.
And something else that I liked is how they attack the paint, finding ways to get inside and capitalize time and time again.
They've got Smith all out there with Josh Giddey. Then there's Patrick Williams. And it's Buzelis in at the 4 slot. That's the group on the 4 for Chicago. Bancaro outside. Off target with his 3.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Outside, Ball. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Ball's got the lead up to 9 now for the Bulls. And as a coach, Dan, what's something you try to establish at this stage?
I think there's 2 things, Kevin. First, we're trying to build our habits the right way, everything. From the way we practice, to the way we prepare for games, to the way we warm up, all of it. And then second of all, we're trying to figure out our rotation. Who's going to start, who's going to come off the bench, which groups work well together. It's an ongoing process.
A lot of moving parts, you're right. And so here is Chicago following the bucket by Orlando. Ball no good. And Wagner's got the ball here for Orlando. They trail by 9 points. No one near Suggs as he lets it go. Good on the 3-point shot. Suggs has got 9.
And you know, Suggs seems to be shooting it with more confidence now, especially from deep.
Ball with the bucket.
3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down.
The shot by Carter, nobody around. And it's off from 3-point range. Chicago leading by 8. Although they were eliminated in the first round, last season was a success stand for the Magic.
It sure was, Kevin. I don't think many people had them even making the playoffs, but they fought hard, pushed the Cavs to 7 games, and gained valuable playoff experience.
Caldwell Pope outside. It's stolen by Buzelis. On the wing, Giddey. Knocks down the 3-ball. And now an 11-point Bulls lead.
And if you allow Giddey to get in rhythm, he is more than capable of knocking it down.
Beyond the arc. The Magic again can't hit.
Oh, he's frustrated there. You know he wanted to come right back with the 3 of his own. Well, the defense catches a break there. You expect him to make those.
Now here's Caldwell Pope. No scoring in this one. To the paint. Here's Bancaro. And finished off by Bancaro.
And guys, that strength will serve Bancaro really well in the league. And we're starting to see signs of it already.
Well, back in 2022, the #1 overall pick was Paolo Bancaro. What do you think of his game?
You have to love his game, Kevin. I mean, handles the ball as a big guy at 6'10", makes plays for other people, scores, gets to the free throw line, all-star game in his 2nd year, and on that team, he has really, really looked to defend. This guy's future is bright.
And their coach is another guy from the Seattle area, right, who has come on the NBA and starred.
There have been quite a few of them.
Here's Suggs after the Bulls pick up 2. 1:09 left in the 2nd quarter. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Carter, the pass to Banchero. Misses from close range.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Hands it from downtown.
And ball sets up his teammates. And when they're open, quick to whip it around. One of the best ball movers in the league.
Orlando with the ball. The Bulls knocking down the three. For three, Caldwell Pope. Rebound by Smith. Pass to Williams. Three-pointer. Here's Buzelis. Outside ball. Tries again. And that's 2 points on the layup. Ball's got 10 points.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Caldwell Pope against Giddey. And stolen by Giddey. The finish. The big dunk at the end of the break.
Started and finished the break. Scoop and score there from Giddey.
Now, here's Suggs. And Suggs throws it down.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket guy still shaking. He could go, and no good that time. And the first half is now in the books. It's the Bulls as they wrap up the second quarter and a 14-5 run from the United Center in Chicago. Back in a moment.
Hello and welcome. And just to throw you guys a little curveball here, what's your take on the alternate floor designs teams are using these days? And looking now at that first half where everything was going wrong for the Orlando Magic.
They have to.
And that concludes.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Nice game, notable performance by Jalen Suggs.
Definitely been challenging the defense here early on, not settling for anything outside.
Well, I just love his fearlessness so far. He's charging inside like no one can stop him.
Checking out the group for Jamal Mosley to start the second half. They've got Howard. Also, Black out there. And it's De Silva in at the three. Here's Black. Shot clock at 6. There's three-pointers off the mark.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Got that one up quick. White's got his second basket of the night.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Kicks it out to Wagner. Connects from three-point range. Wagner's got 9.
Look, that's the readiness of Wagner. He's prepared to shoot the moment he catches the ball.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, last season the Magic extended Coach Jamal Mosley's contract through 2028. He said, it's not about me. I just want each one of these guys to reach their full potential. This game has been good to all of us. I want to be part of maximizing how great they can be on and off the court. Kevin?
All right, David, thank you. Hey, Coach, one area the Bulls can struggle with, defending the outside shot.
Yeah, Kevin, they've been very poor the last few seasons on that front. Not closing out, missing assignments. It's strange because they were once elite in that regard under Donovan. Yeah, you can see White's confidence continue to grow on shots like these, just sticking it to the defense.
You know, Stan, it is great to see Kobe White put it all together.
It sure is, Kevin. This guy hung in there with a great attitude, even when he wasn't playing as much as he wanted to. He's still growing as a player, knocking down shots. His confidence is sky high. His approach will take him a long way.
I got to believe as a coach, that is incredibly satisfying to have that kind of play.
Yeah, it really is when you have a guy like that and he just keeps getting better.
Now, that's what I call a momentum changer.
Yeah, when you've got a point guard, that kind of spring, no, he is safe.
Yeah, he saw the opportunity to finish with some authority, trying to fire his guys up.
And right now, White, red hot. Just everything he puts up seems to go in.
Kicks it out to Wagner. Hits the three-point bomb. He's got 5.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
White finds Horton Tucker. Here's Vucevic. Back to Horton Tucker. Drives to the hoop. And that one is hammered home.
Yeah, he's a great passing center. You can run offense through Vucevic. Use him as a passing hub.
Here's Black. He's got 5. Here's Bitadze. No good on the 3.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
White with it, and it's Howard picking him up, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Well, White can attack fast, and the defense was unprepared to contest him cleanly.
Stan, we talk about this every night. So much great young talent coming into the NBA. Is there one player, though, in particular, who right now stands out to you?
But I have to say, Kevin, Victor Wembanyama, I don't know that we have ever seen a guy of that size do the things that he does. Now, you can say, well, what about Nikola Jokic? Well, Nikola Jokic, first of all, is not Victor Wembanyama's size. And then Victor's handle and his length, the guy's incredible. He's going to be the face of the NBA for a long, long time.
And Talen Horton-Tucker is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Pass to De Silva. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Chicago leading by 18. Here's Collins. And it's Wagner with the rebound.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right, and you still get a bad result.
Black the pass to Bitadze. Back to Black. There's the 3. They get it back. Launches a 3. They set the screen. The 3. Rebound by the Bulls.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Here's Vucevic. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
First personal
Well,
foul.
defending Vucevic, it's rough and tumble.
This is his first trip to the line tonight. First one falls for him. So for the Magic.
Taking 2 shots.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And here is Suggs. He's got 11. Carter sets the pick for Suggs. Up and in on the layup. Suggs has got 13 points.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Here's White. That one goes. Counted.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
Kobe White, he's been feeling it tonight. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Well, he's a consummate floor general, surveying the defense and delivering the pass on time and on target.
And as we head into the 4th, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Buzelis out there with Williams. And it's Smith. Then there's Lonzo Ball. And it's Giddey in at the shooting guard position. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
It's Giddey with the drive. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And he's got the speed to get away from defenders. Giddey turning on the Jets there.
Banchero a screen on Ball. And it's Suggs missing.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Shoots the three, and Ball gets it to go on the assist from Giddey.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Suggs dishes to Banchero. No good. They had a chance to end the run there.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Now Suggs pushing it up. No one to stop him. Finished off the break. 15 points for Jalen Suggs.
Well, he's playing great tonight, but not quite well enough to carry the entire team. They need to find some other contributors.
Pass to Buzelis. Something we're used to seeing here in the NBA, Coach. Retired players being critical of the younger generations. What's your assessment?
I think it's unfortunate, Kevin. I really do. I think the approach should more be from the retired players. They should have an appreciation of what they built and really enjoy the accomplishments of the current players. And then on the other hand, the current players need to look back and respect the foundation that those former players built for them. Well, it's only his second three of the night. If he's going to heat up, the second half is a great time to do it.
Ball kicks to Giddey. There's the killer two-handed slam.
And if he sniffs the rim, he's attacking. Giddey not messing around when he gets in close like that.
Carter with it. Williams picks him up. Outside for Caldwell Pope. From deep three-point land. He's off on that one. Chicago has gotten off 12 shots from beyond the arc tonight, hitting 7 of them. And Giddey gets it to go.
And not a guy who takes a ton of threes, but Giddey can knock them down if you let him. Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, I get it, but you don't want him forcing things. It's better to get your shots within the flow of the offense.
Fouling like that isn't how you get back in the game.
And Ball slams it in.
And Ball is certainly capable of throwing it down thanks to his size. I mean, easily lifting off the ground and just finishing that one with authority.
Carter sets the pick for Wagner. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Wagner's got 6 here in this quarter.
And you can tell he's looking for his shot. He just believes in it.
Well, yeah, and the defense is going to have to respond to that and chase him off the arc.
And Ball proving to be a knockdown threat from mid-range as well. A terrific shooter in that area. And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout. Big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Bulls.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And on the season, this is going to be their 3rd win in 4 games against this team.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Lonzo Ball.
Well, what an unselfish display from him tonight. Sharing the ball, creating for others, just beautiful basketball.
Suggs, and again, it's the Magic from deep. 46 seconds left here in the 4th quarter. Here's Ball, outside Williams. Takes it off the glass.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Yeah, they've got clutch guys on this team, and they never let up.
Here's Caldwell Pope, and he goes in for the dunk.
On the heels of this run, you wonder where was this effort earlier on.
Yeah, it's so frustrating as a coach when it takes your team this long to get into a rhythm.
And the call will be against Lonzo Ball.
Lonzo Ball.
That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
Personal foul. First team foul.
And it's the Magic with the ball. Wagner with it. This one for three. And again, it's Orlando with the three.
That pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him to clean look.
And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin.
every team with an equal chance to do something special.
Oh, B.A., that's the way these teams look at it. Regardless how your previous season went, you have a chance to do something special, something great. Time to start fresh and build on that optimism.
And the starting lineup for Miami. Tyler Hero is out there with Alec Burks. Then it's Andrew Wiggins. Then it's Bam Adebayo. And it's Ware in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's Buzelis. Williams from long range. He buries it from 3.
And I'll tell you what, for his size, just about 7 feet, Buzelis is a pretty good passer.
Hero against Ball. Hero outside. Outside Burks. 6 on the shot clock. And they waste no time getting those 3 points back.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth, showing real confidence at the arc.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
This guy is one of the fiercest finishers I've ever seen.
How many times have we seen him slam it down right on top of a defender? Adebayo, a screen on Ball. Hero, the pass to Adebayo. Second chance shot. Outside Burks. Ball against Hero. There's a screen. Here's Burks. Deflected.
Nice rejection from Giddey.
Bulls ball.
Here's Ball. After missing his first attempt, now 1 for 2.
Well, again, big guards, that helps out. And Ball using that to his advantage on the inside.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Well, Billy Donovan had a few moments to share with me. We chatted about strategy against Andrew Wiggins, and Coach put it simply. He said, quote, "We just got to stay on him at the arc on the inside. We can't let him give our defenders a slip." So the defense is going to try to stay as glued to the nimble Wiggins as possible for this one.
And Allie, thanks. Well, Grant, the Miami Heat are as professionally run as any franchise in this league.
Yeah, and certain numbers point to that. They minimize turnovers, they don't commit cheap fouls, and they hit their free throws. So, in other words, they don't give anything away.
Heat trail by 9. Adebayo, a screen on Ball. Hero, the pass to Burks. Wiggins with a screen on Giddey. It's Wiggins on the wing. 5 to shoot. They need this. Goes up and lays it in nice and easy.
This close to the rim, Wiggins can make it look pretty effortless. He just pops it in.
Ball into the lane. Out to the right wing. Three-pointer, Buzelis. Another 3 for Chicago.
Their ball movement on this run has been tremendous. It's led to a lot of good, clean, open looks.
Hero against Ball. It's Wiggins on the wing. Burks a screen on Williams. Williams against Wiggins. Over Williams. Wiggins no good. Bulls leading by 10. Pick by Smith. Giddey into the lane. And we've got 1:18 left to play in the first. And he jams it home with authority.
Building a big advantage early with a terrific all-around performance.
Well, if I was baking up a lead, I'd add 2 ingredients. One would be playing smart. The other one, playing selfless. They've done that tonight. Serve it up.
Here's Giddey. Miami making their last shot. Oh, deflected. Perfect night so far, 2 for 2.
An outstanding first quarter from the field.
Heat trail by 12. There's 39 seconds left to play in the first quarter. There's the block.
When it comes to contesting shots, Buzelis is showing us that he's got great time.
Chicago's gone 3 of 3 from outside and looking sharp here in the first. here's Ball. And it's off from three-point range. Pass to Adebayo. The kick out to Wiggins. Adebayo, a screen on Williams. Wiggins passes to Adebayo. Can't cash it in from close range. Williams from long range. Oh, what an incredible end to the corner.
Wow, incredible indeed. Waits until the...
And so it's Chicago in a good situation, up by 13 points to close the quarter. Tough to run with them. They get the ball up the court so fast. We'll be right back after this word. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Bulls.
Yeah, their early focus on outside scoring has paid off. They're finding plenty of points from three-point land.
They've done a great job tonight of getting out in transition, so that focus on fast break add to your total in a hurry.
We've got Patrick Williams. Lonzo Ball is out there with Josh Giddey. Then there's Jalen Smith, and it's Buzelis in at the power forward position. That's the five out there for the Bulls.
And don't be surprised when it is that Lonzo Ball rises up like that. He can get it done.
And there's the call on Lonzo Ball. That's his first foul of the game.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Ball against Hero. Outside Burks. 6 to shoot. Knocks down the long J. Burks has got 8.
And their offense seems to be coming around. Now they're shooting upwards of 50% from the field.
Here's Ball. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
First personal foul.
It's on Tyler Hero.
First team foul.
Sometimes Lonzo's got to put the defense on their heels and start attacking with some aggression. And that play, he did so.
Good on the second one. And as the perimeter game took over, it seemed that the dominant big man went away a bit. Instead, the bigs just got more skilled, Brent.
Well, BA, dominant big men are really hard to come by. So when you do get one, there tends to be a lead. But yes, it's been about the skill of the big over the past few years, along with the game transitioning to the three-point line and picking up the pace. There'll be another big man out there who changes the game back to the low block BA.
And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
The NBA is focused on the next generation. Commissioner Adam Silver said a lot of top draft picks are incredibly skilled, but that doesn't necessarily translate to being team basketball players. There's an opportunity for us to be more active participants in developing younger players and getting kids active. NBA?
One step ahead, Allie. Thanks.
But you got to slow him down. If he gets ahead of speed like that and measures those steps, Lonzo's going to throw it down.
Pass to Hero. Shot from the low post is good. 6 points for him.
Such a critical part of how their offense is going to flow. Things are only working when he seems to be on the floor.
Ball passes to Smith. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
First personal foul.
Everyone in the building saw the obvious contact.
Chicago shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night. Smith hits them both.
Yeah, they're really cashing in more at the line here in the second quarter.
Heat trail by 14. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second. Hero against Ball. Inside. Here's Ware. Played it in with a nice touch off the window.
Looks like we're starting to see a pattern here. Not afraid to get in the paint and get wet.
Here's Giddey. Oh, there's a killer two-hand slam.
The handle of Giddey is something to behold.
Pass to Ware. Kicks it to Hero. And there's 1:45 left to play in the first half. Here's Ware. Wiggins outside. Puts up a three. Goes back up. And it's Ware missing. And we've got a whistle. He was fouling with a purpose. And in that spot, in that situation, it's got to be a transition take foul. Chicago shooting their 5th free throw of the game here. And the free throw, no good.
Yeah, the skill set the rookie Buzelis has is really impressive. A tall, slender forward who is very crafty and versatile to be so young.
And Ball throws it down.
Wow. I'll tell you, such an advantage having a playmaker who can get up to the rim and finish.
Now that is what every team wants.
I like to see that assertiveness, especially from the guy who's going to orchestrate your offense.
Ball against Hero. Has to Ware. Now here's Wiggins. Outside Burks. Just 5 to shoot. Over Giddey. Here's Adebayo. And it's Giddey with a rebound. Chicago leading by 16. Here's Buzelis. And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
Yeah, the other team a bit concerned here. They're trailing, and the lead seems to be growing.
Miami, no good that time either. Chicago with the ball. They're on a 14-6 run. And it's Giddey missing. Heat trail by 18. Pass to Wiggins. 4-3. Ball with the rebound. The Bulls have gotten 6 of their 7 shots to go in the second quarter. Williams from long range. It's good. And the assist that time from Ball. Ball's got 3 assists tonight.
Just incredible. I mean, he's really making it rain out there, knocking them down one after another.
Kind of like he's in his living room right now. He's found a comfort zone. Once he gets that, the defense knows they're in trouble.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls up 19 points as the quarter comes to a close. It hasn't taken them too many shots to get their points. They're winning with efficiency. We'll be right back with you shortly.
And guys, I want to talk for a sec about the talent level in this league. In fact, I'd say it's never been better.
You sure?
And let's talk now about that first half. What a commanding start for the Bulls.
Well, to be honest, a good shot.
That does it for halftime.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Boy, it's been quite a game for Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, he played such a smart first half, maximizing his opportunities offensively.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half. I'm wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
Setting the floor for the Heat. We've got Kevin Love. Duncan Robinson is out there with Davion Mitchell. Then it's Jaime Jaquez. And it's Jovic in at the 4.
Opportunistic basketball. Gets a great look at the 3 in transition.
Jaquez with a screen on White. Here's Mitchell. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
Soft interior D, and they've exploited it.
White with it. Guarded now by Jaquez. Pass to Horton Tucker. Now to Sumu. And here's Vucevic. Nails it from 3. Vucevic has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Man, they're having a hard time defending the triple. That's 3 in a row.
The drive by Mitchell. Outside for Love. And if you're just joining us, we've played just over a minute here in the third. There's a screen by Love. Clock at 6. Here's Jaquez. Another shot. Nice move. And it's good on the layup.
And Kevin Love still has a nose to get down there and collect offensive rebounds.
Here's White. Sinks that one from the post. White's got his first points of the night.
Well, the talk at halftime must have been a good one. Right now, 3 straight buckets to start the quarter.
Outside Robinson. Stolen by Collins. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Robinson. Chicago leading by 23. Here's White. Count that bucket. White's got 4 points now in the quarter.
I'm not sure what the coach said at halftime, but whatever it did, it's lit a fire. They're now 4 of 4 from the field to start their offense here in the second half.
The 3 from Mitchell. Chicago with a rebound. And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
We hear players proclaiming their love for the game, but former sharpshooter J.J. Redick said there's a distinction between loving the competition itself and loving the game and everything that goes into that. Guys say, I just want to play. Well, do you want to do all of the necessary things that lead up to that? Hey, Brian, 15 NBA seasons for Redick. He'd know.
He certainly would. Thanks, Allie. Now here's Horton Tucker. Tight defense on him.
What a two-way play. Just tremendous.
Yeah, the steal was slick. The slam topped it off.
And we say it time and time again, so I'll repeat it. Have to be careful with the ball, or this is what happens. By any possession that ends in a shot from that range after good player and ball movement, that's a good one.
Lets it fly. White can't hit. The Heat have gotten 3 of 6 shots to fall so far in the third. There's the foul to try to stop the break, but that'll be a clear path foul. They'll get a free throw and possession here. Miami shooting their first free throws of the evening. So many players in the league have their own podcast. Would you have had one during your career, Brent?
I think so, B.A. I think it would have been a lot of fun. I mean, how cool is it to connect to your favorite players or hear stories from guys as the season is going along, than to have these guys available in your earbuds all day, every day.
Mitchell, the pass to Robinson. And at last, they get one to fall. Robinson's got his first 2 points.
And Robinson doing some work inside at 6'7". He could do that.
White with it, and that's Love picking him up defensively. Got a piece of it. Here's Mitchell. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed.
They were totally in sync on that play. Targeted the pass beautifully.
Here's White. And it's good. Fought through contact. Hits the shot and will go to the line.
Defensive foul.
All right, guys, some stats here. The scoring breakdown for the Bulls.
Well, they've had no problem getting into the heart of this defense with the dribble, and they've made the most of their chances there as well.
Well, looking at the stat sheet, I could just see here tonight sharing the basketball. The stat that comes up most is assists. So sometimes you have to look for your teammate. That makes things happen. They've done it.
Driving to the basket. Pass to Vucevic. Lays it up and banks it in. Vucevic has got his second basket of the night.
They're finding ways to get the ball into the paint. 5 consecutive buckets.
Robinson on the wing. He's covered by Dosunmu. Launches it. Oh, drew the foul and almost hit the three-point bucket. But he'll head to the line for 3.
Personal foul.
So much talk about being undrafted out of college. How about Duncan Robinson and how far he's taking his abilities?
So Chicago ends up going with a new group. And he makes all 3. We've got 22 seconds left in the third quarter. Now here's White. He has 7. And Hero grabs the board. Here's Ware. And so it's the Chicago Bulls with a commanding 22-point lead going into the break. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
You know, I'm kind of stoked that this was the choice because I love this pass. A remarkable find. He put his court vision on full display.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we know, is peripheral vision.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Buzella's out there with Jalen Smith. Then it's Kobe White. Then it's Josh Giddey. And it's Williams in at the 3. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. Ball, he's checked in for Chicago. Burks, he's checked in for Miami. Hey, Grant, when you look at the mentality of today's players, what are the differences from back in your day?
Well, B.A., through the wonders of technology, players interacting more directly with their fans and telling their own stories. Also, there's a brotherhood. It's a bit more brotherly, with players on different teams more friendly than in days past. And, you know, I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Hero against Williams. Hero, left side. The ball's knocked loose. And up the court come the Bulls on the break. Smith no good.
And it was a great chance to finish on the break, and he flubs it.
Completely lost focus. You can't get 2 steps ahead.
Oh, a rim-rattling two-handed jam.
A good job by Tyler just finding the open teammate and showing some good awareness.
Stolen by Burks. First minute and a half of basketball played here in the fourth. Ball with it. Hero picks him up. Lets the 3 fly. They get it again. Here's Smith. Oh, the dunk by Smith.
And just an incredible effort on the offensive glass.
Wow, follows it up with the putback to finish the play. Has to Ware. Up top, Hero. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth here. From outside the arc. Buzella's grabs the board.
Team foul. Bam Adebayo. First personal foul. First team foul.
Some young players coming into the league may lack experience in truly big games. Brent, do you think that's a disadvantage?
Well, it could be a disadvantage, BA, but how do you get to replicate that competitive environment unless you get there? And so with every experience, young guys typically who want to achieve greatness, embrace some of those biggest moments, watch and learn, and that's where you grow the most.
The kick out to Ball. Fires the 3. Poke loose. Pass to Williams. From downtown. Hey, in 6 attempts, he's made 5. Talk about efficiency.
He's got a lot to do with the position that they're in. A very smart offensive performance tonight from him.
Ball against Hero. No good with a layup. And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for the Bulls. Outside, Williams. Pass to Smith.
Remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Here's Ware. To the paint. Here's Adebayo. Second chance effort. Outside Burks. Shot clock at 6. Adebayo is screen on Giddey. And that one is hammered home.
This guy is putting on a clinic for the people.
Man, I'm shocked. I can't believe he pulled that off in a real game. And Ball throws it down.
And we don't see this all that often, but is Lonzo Ball going to start calling his own number tonight? He should.
Let's face it, this one was never really in question. They came out with purpose and just overwhelmed the opposition. A great win for the Bulls.
And everything seemed to go their way today. They were firing on all cylinders, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., this was the kind of performance you relish as a player. Just a very impressive win.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
And it's clear who the better team is. They sweep the 4-game season series, just dominating them.
Ball no good. The Heat have gone 4 of 7 from the field in the fourth quarter. And finished off by Adebayo.
Watch out when Adebayo gets vertical. That's a big bam.
set a pick. There's Ball with a three. That doesn't go either for Ball. The Heat have gone 5 of 8 from the field so far in the fourth. Here's Wiggins, and he takes that one up and powers it through.
And where was this type of effort earlier in the game? Unfortunately, this run will be all for nothing.
Consistency definitely is a key to some of the playoff performing teams, and tonight they just did not find it in this contest.
Impressive job by this team, and you really can't discount the impact of this crowd here.
Awesome to see their output tonight, trying to urge their team on, and that can always help. That home advantage of home fans getting you going, fully on display here.
It's Giddey on the wing from outside the arc. Hits the trifecta.
Showing us that killer instinct right now. No letting the foot off the gas for them.
Yeah, up until that point, a competitive game, but once they broke through that barrier, it was all them. Complete control.
Here's Ware. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
These teams are finding the range, showing a lot of confidence.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
Here's Williams. Basket is good. So no problem for Chicago as they get the win, showing that they're the far superior team. They win it going away.
I'll tell you what, give it up for their...
Coming to you live. So the opening lineup for the Heat. They've got Wiggins. Hero out there with Alec Burks. Then it's Bam Adebayo. And it's Ware in at the center. And for Orlando, sliding in at the wing, we'll see Caldwell Pope and Wagner. Underneath, in the post, it's Banchero and Carter Jr. And it's Suggs in at the point. How important, Greg, is it to a team's confidence to start the season strong?
Kevin, I think it means more if you're a young team. If your roster is filled with veterans, you're looking at the bigger picture.
Trains the three-pointer.
You know, when Carter Jr. is hitting this, it opens up everything else. Love seeing him get going from there.
Here's Adebayo. Shakes him. He lays it in.
Well, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Now, here's Suggs. Kicks it out to Banchero. The shot by Carter. Nobody around. Offline with his three. And so Adebayo will bring it up for the Miami Heat. And now just over a minute played here in the first. And it's Wiggins missing. Orlando's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And like a number of centers in today's NBA, Wendell Carter Jr. continues Clark to hone his three-point shooting.
Boy, I tell you what, Kevin, it's almost mandatory necessary for big guys nowadays to be able to knock down not only the mid-range jumper, but the three-point shot. Give credit to Carter Jr. for seeing this growing trend and then working to put it into his toolkit.
Here's Hero. Following the basket by Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. The tray. Hero, no good. The Magic have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Banchero a screen on Hero. Suggs passes to Banchero. That's no good. Misses his first shot of the night. Miami's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Pope loose. No one near Suggs as he lets it go. Sinks the three-pointer.
And as we see Suggs develop his game, you'll see more of this. Jalen with the ability to operate off ball.
Now here's Burks. Kicks it out to Hero. Here's the screen. And a miss there on the triple. Magic leading by 4. Suggs with the ball. Here's Carter. The shake. And it's good on the way in. Carter's got his second basket of the night.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Wiggins with it. Picked up by Banchero. Back to Wiggins. 5 to shoot. To end the run. Here's Ware. Banked in off the glass.
Well, I love the way he goes after it there. I mean, and you've got to respect that. He's rewarded for his efforts of pursuing the ball.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Kevin, thank you. Paolo Banchero is not skipping steps. Magic Superstar says it's like anything in life, it's a process. Having that perspective just makes you want to work every day because this is the best league in the world. If you become impatient, you're going to drive yourself crazy. It's a cliche, Kevin. Just keep pounding away. Back to you.
Well said, David. Dedication to the craft. EA thanks. Magic leading by 4. Suggs looking around. 50 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Banchero kicks to Suggs. Puts up a deep 3. And it's Miami with the rebound. Up top, Hero. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. Hero passes to Ware. Wide open, couldn't capitalize.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you know, I hear you. That's a good look, but when you're that wide open, I think you got to knock it down.
So here's Burks. Still scoreless. Pass to Wiggins. There's a good screen. It's good from long range.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
For three, Caldwell Pope. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And from what we've seen from Orlando, what do you guys see?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
Yeah, and you know, so many of their hoops came off an assist, which is a good sign of ball movement and sharing that ball.
Underneath, in the post, it's Banchero and Carter Jr. Sliding in at the wing, we'll see Caldwell Pope and Wagner. And it's Suggs in at the point guard. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Magic. And here are the Heat now, after the Magic pick up two. Hero against Caldwell Pope. 6 to shoot. And it takes that one up and powers it through.
And there's that vertical of Hero. Gets off the floor with ease and just hammers that one down.
Banchero a screen on Burks. Now, here's Suggs. He's got 5. Now Caldwell Pope. Goes up with a strike, and there are the Magic with another bucket.
Banchero showing nice poise. They're refusing to rush his shooting motion. Well done there.
From Rookie of the Year in 2023 to an All-Star grade in 2024, Paolo Banchero.
And Kevin, that really says it all, doesn't it? Few players hit the ground running like Banchero has. Becoming an elite competitor, people fear almost instantly.
Wiggins uses the glass to finish the lane. Wiggins has got 5 now.
Making his size a factor. Wiggins does work in the paint.
Banchero a screen for Suggs. Kicks it out to Banchero. Orlando needs to get off a shot. Deep 2 from Wagner. And Ware pulls it down. Miami trailing. Adebayo down low. He's defended by Wagner. Adebayo with the bucket. 6 points for him.
I like watching Adebayo operate inside. He is so efficient down low.
Banchero with the screen. Caldwell Pope kicks to Banchero. Wagner outside. Traps in the tray. Wagner's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Just focusing on the task at hand. That's all you can do.
Yeah, these teams trading punches right now. I mean, it's table tennis. Back and forth we go.
Now, Hero for the 3. Buries the long-range jumper. Hero's got his 3rd basket of the night.
He's done a nice job, a great job actually, of finding efficient shots here in the second. Shooting percentage always a function of the kinds of shots you get. And he's on a good roll after struggling a bit in the first.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Throughout his career, Clark, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope has proven himself to be a quality player.
He certainly has, and I love the way he plays. He's locked in all the time at both ends. Really not only understands his role, Kevin, but embraces it. He's out there to space the floor with his shooting and then provide a lot of energy and versatility on defense.
Now here's Wiggins. He's got 5. Pass to Burks. Hero with it. Burks a screen on Caldwell Pope. Hero from long range. Orlando grabs the miss.
Boy, they dodged one there, guys. I mean, he got the wide open look that he wanted, just didn't knock it down.
Suggs against Burks. No one near Banchero as he lets it go. Once again off the mark, Orlando. Here's Wiggins, and Wiggins throws it down.
Well, I think this is an ideal recipe for Wiggins. Attacking on the drive, making people try to match up with his athleticism. That's a winning combination for Wiggins.
Now, here's Suggs. 5 points in the game. Carter with the screen. From deep. It drops for his third basket. He's missed only one shot.
Beyond the arc is a spot on the floor. Carter Jr. has worked hard to improve since entering the league.
Here's Hero. Has to Ware. Here's Adebayo. To the inside. Ware, no good. Orlando's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Caldwell Pope. And down it goes, jamming that one home.
Yeah, rising up well to finish off the dunk with power. Tremendous athleticism by Kentavious Caldwell Pope, KCP.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Here's Caldwell Pope. No good with the layup. And a close game so far for the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Magic out in front. Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway.
Taking a look here now at the Magic. You really get to see what they're made of after your hard work in the offseason.
Yeah,
And turning back now to talk about the Orlando Magic. What a close game this has been.
The energy in their hometown is electric, man.
And that is it for half.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. You gotta like what Wendell Carter has done in this game.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
Here's who Eric Spoelstra is starting the second half with. They've got Mitchell. He's out there with Robinson. Jaime Jaquez is out there with Kevin Love. And it's Jovic in at the 4-man position. Jaquez outside. Back to Robinson. The rebound by Batadze.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
And Dwayne Wade is the first Heat player to be honored with a statue. And Greg, that's pretty significant for a very successful franchise.
And Kevin, well deserved, right? D-Wade, the best player in franchise history. He helped bring 3 championships to the city. Plus, he's already got a street named after him.
Here's Robinson. Plays it up and banks it in. Robinson's got his first points of the night.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
Takes it inside. Wagner passes to Black. Back to Wagner. Pass to Batadze. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. And here is Robinson. To the middle. Knocked loose. Howard with it. Robinson picks him up. Takes a 3. A nice shot by Black. Black's got 5 points now this quarter.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
Robinson on the wing. Started by Howard. Kicks it out to Love. Back to Robinson. Love with the screen for Robinson. A 3. Orlando grabs the miss. Pass to Black. They set the pick. We know the 90s were a different era, Greg. Either win the game or win the fight. Remember that? Do you miss that physicality?
Well, I would say, Kevin, it made for some great stories, but I don't think we're missing much without all the extracurriculars. And I think we have a beautiful game now.
2 minutes remaining in the third. 2 minutes.
Robinson left side. Pass to Jovic. Back to Robinson. Now Hawkins going inside, and they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot before second violation. Magic leading by 7. Wagner, a screen on Mitchell. Kicks it out to Wagner. They get it back. Second shot opportunity. Here's De Silva. Hawkins defending. Wagner passes to Black. Over Mitchell. A nice shot by Black. And now it's a 9-point Magic lead. For Miami, they've gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Love the pass to Hawkins. Shot to stop the run. It's hauled in by the Magic.
You know, you don't always get that opportunity, so those are the ones you hate to miss.
Pass to Bitadze. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. The Heat trail by 9. Jovic passes to Mitchell. Inside. Here's Jovic. Scoreless thus far. They set the pick. Here's Robinson. That shot misses.
You know, he just has not been himself this period. Just too inconsistent up and down at the offensive end.
Wagner, a screen on Mitchell. Here's Black, covered by Mitchell. A nice shot by Black. Black's got the lead up to 11 now for the Magic.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
Substitution on the floor.
Robinson for 3. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's Orlando. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. They're feeling... And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feat.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Wagner and Banchero are the forwards. In the backcourt form, it'll be Suggs and Caldwell Pope. And it's Carter in at the center, locking down the middle. That's just out there for Orlando. Banchero, a screen on Burks. And Suggs throws it down.
Get up, Jalen Suggs. This guy also a terrific football player in high school.
Caldwell Pope against Hero. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for Orlando.
Well, I think they've been lethal from beyond the arc this game, no doubt about it. Hard to defend such spot-on shooting.
And they've also not only created turnovers tonight, but converted on them. All game long, that strategy has been paying off.
Shot clock at 5. And easy 2 points on the layup. Hero's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And this is why many are high on Hero. Possesses ability to kick it up a notch and just take over.
Banchero outside. A 3-pointer off the mark.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
About a minute and a half through the fourth quarter now. Hero, pass to Adebayo. Kicks it out to Hero. It's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Magic leading by 8. Suggs with the ball. Driving in. And that one, good.
I'll tell you what, I love when Suggs attacks the defense like this because he's so hard to guard when he's aggressively looking to get to the rim.
Hero against Caldwell Pope. Pass to Burks. Clock at 6. And here's Wiggins. From outside, off the mark. Banchero with the ball. And Burks picks him up defensively. Banchero dishes to Caldwell Pope. With the drive, kicks it out to Wagner. And it's in there. And it's a 12-point Orlando lead.
Attacking right away. Once Wagner has the ball, he doesn't even think about it. Take it and go.
Hero against Caldwell Pope. Adebayo with a screen for Hero. To the wing on the left. No one near Adebayo as he lets it go. Gets an open look and hits.
No hesitation from Adebayo there. Had to love seeing him taking this shot with confidence.
Adebayo against Suggs. Banchero looking around. And yes, it's good. And the Magic lead by 12.
And great work inside. This is where Banchero feasts.
Hero against Caldwell Pope. Outside, Hero. To the paint. Here's Adebayo. And Adebayo throws it down.
And this is too easy for Adebayo. Once he's close to the rim, he is going.
Oh! Powerful throwdown that time by Banchero. Big-time athleticism.
Wiggins, a screen on Caldwell Pope. Hero finds Wiggins. And 101 left in the fourth. Here he goes. Down it goes!
Take that rack down!
Slam!
It's always great to get into a rhythm, but do it when it matters.
Now they're playing with urgency. They could have done it much earlier before the game was out of reach.
And it's just competing, giving your best when it matters most.
And, once they got victory in their view, a huge injection of energy and a great run to finish it off.
Adebayo kicks to Wiggins. Adebayo with a screen for Wiggins. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on Paolo Banchero.
And, that's going to be free throws. I mean, the length and quickness of Wiggins forcing the defender's hand there.
He's perfect from the line this time. The shot and game clock separated by 4. Suggs against Burks. Now, here's Suggs. He's guarded closely. Adebayo against Banchero. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. So it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused.
thank you for joining. All right, a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last few months for Josh Giddey.
He's been on a tear offensively these past few months, and you know how much they love the extra points he provides. He's been shouldering a bigger load recently, and I think he's just getting started.
So let's take a look at the Chicago Bulls starting lineup. Josh Giddey out there with Lonzo Ball. Then it's Patrick Williams. Then it's Buzelis. And it's Smith in at the 5. And for Orlando, Wagner and Banchero, the talented forward pair. The backcourt is Suggs and Caldwell Pope. And it's Carter in at the center position. Giddey against Carter. Year after year, this early portion of the season is characterized by a great deal of overreaction, Grant.
The media and fans build up a lot of expectations in the offseason. And it's not that bad, but when those expectations aren't met, watch out. Listen, we all just need to settle down and see how things play out. The season is still very young.
And there's contact and a whistle. So he's got 2 shots coming up.
You can't be overzealous guarding Suggs, because that's when you risk fouling him.
Well, after a decade of uncertainty, Magic fans now have a lot to cheer about.
This is the most optimism they've had around the team since the Dwight Howard era. And it centers around their young star, Paolo Banchero. He is going to be a force for a very long time. Okay now, Rook. Buzelis showing he can finish with some power.
Banchero with a screen on ball. Pass to Banchero. Nice start for him. Sinking his first shot.
And they may have talked about shot selection coming into this.
Outside Giddey. Fires from 14. Basket's good. Giddey's got his second basket of the game.
Giddey continues to work on improving his offensive game, including his mid-range jumper. I tell you, a little extra pressure on D when you're up against a point guard who can elevate.
It doesn't make it easy, does it?
Yeah, hard to strategize for a guy who can make a pass or a play like this right in your face.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
The kick out to Banchero. Back to Suggs. Banchero with a screen on ball. Suggs, the pass to Banchero. Clock at 6. The Magic need to put one up here. Soft touch off the glass.
He can play big and tough. I mean, Banchero bangs his way in.
Giddey finds ball. And ball throws it down.
Oh, that was nasty. A two-hand mega slam.
Man, I don't think anyone was going to stop him there. And Giddey has got the ball here for Chicago. They trail by 1. All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Well, Paolo Banchero grew up in Seattle playing pros every summer, and that gave him a huge leg up in the NBA. He said, quote, they'd always tell me it's not as hard as you think. You just have to be focused and locked in. That's what led to me having that demeanor. Brian?
The 2023 Rookie of the Year, Allie. He hit the ground running. Now here's Carter. And Carroll passes to Caldwell Pope. Fires for 3. Giddey with a defensive effort. For Chicago, they've gone 6 of 7 and looking good. Knocks down the triple. Giddey's got 9 points.
And Giddey is working to improve this part of his game. The defense at least has to respect his 3.
It's Suggs with a drive. The kick out to Banchero. And Josh Giddey is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
Minute 32 left now in the first quarter. And Caldwell Pope gets it to go.
And as he's gotten more comfortable in the league, Carter Jr.'s assist numbers have gone up, a sign the game is slowing down for him.
The 3 from Banchero. Chicago with a rebound. Their last encounter in Orlando, where they were able to handle the Magic.
Yeah, they barely got by this team in the last meeting. Rebounding was the big factor.
It's harder to thread those passes inside, but the reward is evident.
Banchero with a screen on ball. Here's Suggs. Count it. Good. He has 7. Bulls have gone an impressive 8 of 9. Here's Ball. There's the drive. Rebounded by Suggs. Orlando trailing here.
Picking up that second foul early is tough. He'll have to be careful, and we'll see how much coach trusts him to not get that third.
And he'll take his 3rd and 4th free throws of the night.
And what I like about Suggs is that he does many things well, and that's because he plays with so much confidence.
Richard, when it comes to the Bulls, they have one of the most committed fan bases in the league.
Yeah, the Chicago fans are for real. The Bulls are routinely at the top of the list for total attendance. Even on the road, there are usually Bulls fans sprinkled into every crowd.
He just rises up and throws it down hard with one hand.
That is such a go-to move for him. He holds nothing back on those. 3-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Suggs, no good. And so here is Chicago. Smith outside. Giddey against Caldwell Pope. And that one's good. Giddey's got 11 points.
And we talk about the importance of versatility. He's really got it all on the offensive end.
And so it's Josh Giddey making highlights for Chicago. 11 points in the quarter. He's on fire. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break. And some good action in the books as we get back to a game that's been pretty close so far here. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Bulls?
Oh, boy, they've been driving deep into that defense early on, and it's paid off. Great penetration from the perimeter so far.
And what's more, they're getting their feet wet down there in the paint early on. Not shying away at all, taking it inside. What a great way to start.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. We've got Buzelis, Josh Giddey out there with Lonzo Ball. Then it's Smith, and it's Williams in at the 3, the small forward. Suggs surveys the D. Oh, and he brings it down with a two-handed jam.
And how about the leaping ability of Suggs? Getting off the floor with such ease. They have no answer defensively inside.
Magic trail by 3. Suggs outside. And Carroll with a screen on Ball. The 3 from Suggs. Here's Banchero. Ooh, excellent D there from Smith. Here's Suggs. Behind the back and lays it in. He's got 13.
Yeah, once Suggs gets hot, he's not easy to stop, especially when he's getting whatever shot he wants.
Here's Buzelis. And that one's good. Buzelis has got 8.
Credit their discipline. They've been working for high percentage shots.
Then Carroll the screen. And Suggs, here we go. Richard, if the three-point shot was never introduced, how different do you think the game would be?
The offensive strategy would be very different. The game would be more physical, and it was more physical. And the main priority would be creating high percentage looks.
Suggs hits them both.
And it's a luxury to have a great shooter like him at the line. Very rarely see a miss.
And that one's good. Giddey.
That's 10 straight points they've given up in the painted area.
Magic trail by 3. And Suggs, here we go. Banchero hammers it home.
Ooh, getting up there. I mean, Banchero wants everyone to know he's a threat to hammer it down.
From deep, Giddey. Oh, he remains perfect. 7 for 7, showing no signs of letting up.
But he's been locked all the way in from the floor, and he's the #1 reason why they're winning right now.
Knocks it loose. Suggs outside. Lets it go from deep. Gets it. He's 6 for 10 and looking confident out there.
Man, this is just fun. These teams are trading threes back and forth.
This is today's NBA. Hey, we see this kind of exchange more often than not.
Count the basket. Giddey's got 7 now in this quarter.
Yeah, how about Giddey tonight? Scoring the ball, such a different matchup. I don't know who they can throw at him right now.
Now here's Suggs. 18 points for him. And the layup is good off the glass. Suggs has got 20 points.
This man has entered the zone. Great shooting performance from him all game long.
Offensive board. Giddey hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. And the Bulls lead by 3.
That guy is perfect from the field, making major contributions to this lead.
Banchero the screen. With the floater. Suggs finds Wagner. Ball with it. Now guarded by Suggs. And he lobs it up to the rim. And the ball out of play. The Magic will have it. All right, with this break, let's take a look at the teams that were the toughest to score against last year. The Magic, 4th.
They made life hard on opponents. One of the best defenses in the NBA last year.
Giddey against Caldwell Pope. And Carroll with a screen on Giddey. Caldwell Pope, the pass to Banchero. Giddey against Banchero. Giddey into the lane. The kick out to Ball for 3. The shot's good on the assist by Giddey. Ball's got 9 points.
This is why Ball takes a good amount of threes, because he's very accurate and confident from there.
Banchero outside. From distance, Paolo.
They are shooting it well from beyond the arc right now.
Bulls leading by 3. Outside Giddey. From down in the low post, it goes. Giddey's got 11 here in the quarter alone.
He's looked practically unstoppable this quarter. The defense, yeah, well, they haven't had many answers for him.
Here's Suggs. Oh, that's his 8th make of the game. He's only missed 4 so far.
Can't blame the deficit on him. He's been scoring at will this period.
Ball finds Giddey. 30 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Second shot opportunity. Pass to Buzelis. Shot clock at 5. Ooh, he's locked in. Drains his 5th shot in as many attempts.
Their intensity has only picked up this quarter, even while holding the lead.
The kick out to Banchero. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
As a big, unless you're a dedicated rim runner, have to be some kind of threat from distance.
Outside Giddey. He got it up. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. And so it's Josh Giddey making highlights for the Bulls, providing the scoring punch right now, putting up a cool 22. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this.
Well, it doesn't get much better than this, fellas.
Are you joking? Could be much better. We had something other than veggies and hummus.
And let's take a look back at the first half. The Bulls are in a close one.
Well, they've been the more measured team, passing up good shots.
That does it for half.
And if you're just joining us, we played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. One guy who's been getting it done is Josh Giddey.
And he was a beast on the offensive glass in that first half. How can they slow him down?
The way to limit those offensive boards, it's just effort, guys. Whoever is guarding him has to get to position and beat him to the spot.
Wagner is out there with Goga Bitadze. And it's Black in at the point. So that's who Jamal Mosley starts the second half with. Bitadze, the pass to Wagner. Here's Black. Pass to Bitadze. Here's Black. He's covered by Dosunmu. This one for 3. Bitadze can't hit. Bulls leading by 4. You know, from the 2020 bubble to late 2021, Zach Collins didn't play a single game. He missed over a year, Richard.
Yeah, ankle surgery, missing a ton of games. Despite that, Zach's come back stronger, really improving all aspects of his game.
RJ, when you talk about Vucevic, is he the best NBA player ever to come from Switzerland?
There's an argument to be made. He has the most points by any Swiss-born player by far and the only All-Star game appearances.
Now here's White. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Pass to Vucevic. Lets the three fly. Orlando with the rebound.
And sometimes on defense, you can just get lucky.
Howard, the pass to Black. From behind the arc. Buries it from three. Black's got his first 3 points of the game.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
White for 3. It's rebounded by Batase. Magic trail by 3. That's going to be over and back. Not watching the line on that one.
And that is an absolute heartbreaker of a turnover. In a close game like this, that might be enough to impact how it ends.
White for 3. It's rebounded by Batase.
Since halftime, they've missed 3 of their first 4 shots. Still trying to get their legs under them.
Batase with a screen. Here's Black to the right side. Howard with the ball. No made baskets yet. Now here's White. There's the triple. They get it back. Back to Collins. Goes back up. Can't capitalize inside.
And you don't see that every day. Usually he'll convert when he gets back close to the rim.
Into the lane.
And you have to love it. The floor general taking things into his own hands.
Just the aggression they're looking for, man.
No doubt. That's the kind of play that can energize the whole team, and they will take it in a close game like this.
And the basket by Horton Tucker.
And that's on the defense, giving him a decent look. That's his shot.
Over to the wing. Pass to Black. Here's De Silva. Here's Black. 4 on the clock. Here's the 3. De Silva with the bucket. De Silva's got himself on the board with a 3 there.
That's how you up the ante. Come right back at it.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
And plays like that one can make the difference in a close game.
And it definitely got the bench on their feet, too.
And you can feel the jolt of energy that he sent through his team. That is a huge boost in a tight game like this.
And Batase gets it to go.
They're getting torched on the perimeter. 4 of the last 5 buckets have been threes.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Well, this young Magic roster has chemistry. Coach Jamal Mosley said they're so tight together. It's just organic. They're happy in creating these relationships over time. And it's because they're all just good kids that like being around each other. Guys, that's what you want.
Yeah, no question. Something to build on, Allie. Thank you. Here's White. After the basket by Orlando. There's 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Pass to Horton Tucker. White drives in, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Now the Magic with it. They're on a 13-5 run. Here's the Taze. Here's De Silva. Three-pointer off the mark. Chicago has gone just 1 of 6 from long distance here in the third. The shots just aren't falling. The kick out to White. Takes a 3. Drops in the 3. White's got 5. Here in the second half, these teams still neck and neck.
I really like how each team is matching the other's intensity.
And at the close of the third quarter, still a close game. Both teams putting up points in a hurry. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today coming from an unlikely position. It's the big fella with the sweetest pass of the day.
I feel like we've seen more slick passing big men in the league today than we've ever seen.
We've reached the fourth quarter in what has been a very competitive game. Should be an exciting finish. On the court for the Bulls, getting the fourth quarter going. Williams is out there with Buzelis. Then it's Josh Giddey. Then it's Lonzo Ball. And it's Smith in at the 5, roaming the paint.
And this is not the time to be giving up turnovers. Those points could end up being a deciding factor in this game.
Smith with a screen on Suggs. High arcing shot, and the whistle blows as the basket counts. Chance at a three-point opportunity here. One free throw coming up. All right, a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from here for the Magic.
They're moving the ball around so well, guys. Quick passes, letting the next guy do the work if you don't have a look.
There's something else they're doing in this game is striking from long range. The defense just hasn't been able to keep them off the arc tonight.
Caldwell Pope with a drive. Boom! He jams it straight down.
Now that's how you use the screen right there.
And it leads to a thunderous finish. That was nice.
Yeah, you like the pick to set up the open shot. But when it leads to a dunk, okay, even better. You'll take it.
Now here's Giddey. Pass to Smith. It's rebounded by Banchero.
Ooh, he really came close to leveling the score there.
You love the intensity out there right now. Close game. Both teams leaving it all out there.
It does this team a lot of good when Carter is that assertive. They need him to put pressure on the D and force mistakes.
The Bulls trail by 5. And it's Ball off the drive. On the money with a shot from the left block.
I love seeing Ball be aggressive on offense. Good at knowing when to take initiative.
The Magic have got all 4 shots to go in this final quarter. The 3 from Banchero. That's basket number 6 in 8 tries.
And just shredding apart the defense with his passing. He's helping to pace this offense so well.
He's locked in with his teammates right now, setting guys up in perfect position.
And the foul called on Jalen Suggs. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Second team foul.
Outside, Williams. Back to Ball. The kick out to Williams. It's good. And the assist that time from Ball. Williams has gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. Ball against Suggs. The kick out to Banchero. And another 3 for Orlando.
His ability to shoot off the catch is a big plus. Banchero has quick reactions, a really versatile scorer.
Outside, Williams. Smith outside. Pass to Ball. Smith with a screen on Wagner. Ball passes to Smith. Oh, the dunk by Smith.
Love watching Ball operate in the screen roll, just picking the defense apart.
And Carroll with a screen on Ball. The kick out to Banchero. Back to Suggs. 6 to shoot. And Carroll with a screen on Ball. And Carroll outside. No good from outside. The Bulls trail by 4. And stolen by Suggs. Pass to Caldwell Pope. Offensive rebound. Chicago has gotten 6 of 13 shots to go from outside the arc. Williams on the wing, guarded by Banchero. Smith against Suggs. Oh, the dunk by Smith.
And although he's undersized at his position, his vertical, yeah, that'll clean up a few mistakes.
Ball against Suggs. Stolen by Ball. And he's all alone. He nails it. And we're tied.
Getting it done when their backs are against the wall. What a gritty play there from Ball.
Suggs against Williams. Pass to Banchero. Williams grabs the board. And so it's Williams with it. He brings it up for the Chicago Bulls. That's out of bounds. Last touch by Giddey. "50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Suggs outside. To the inside. And Carroll back to Suggs. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Orlando again missing. Smith into the lane. Money.
And talk about stepping up in a big way.
What a huge play, coming through when it matters most.
Now Suggs. Got a piece of it. And a fast break now for the Bulls. Counted!
And they just continue to attack, even late in the game, while they're up big.
If you want to be great, you have to have that killer instinct.
Caldwell Pope for 3. It's tipped. And so it looks like the Magic will retain possession here. Looking to end the run. And here's Giddey. Misses. So a close game sees Chicago taking this one. Just a gutsy performance on the road.
It really was. When this one was up in the air late.
Greg, in Game 1 of the NBA season. How does opening night feel different from the rest of the season, the rest of the schedule?
Well, Kevin, it's the excitement of the unknown. Everybody comes in with the highest of expectations, right? You got new teammates, some new wrinkles, still a lot to figure out and shake out over the course of a long season.
So with Vucevic on the bench, here's the group Billy Donovan has on the floor. Smith is out there with Buzelis. Then it's Ball. Then there's Patrick Williams. And it's Giddey in at the two-guard spot. 2 points. That one goes.
And Ball being aggressive there with his penetration, seizing on any open space to get to the basket.
Ball against Hero. Adebayo with a screen for Hero. Pass to Wiggins. 5 on the clock. Takes it inside, and it's Wiggins with the jam.
And good read. Wiggins sees the opening and does not hesitate.
And staying a positive for the Bulls over the last couple seasons. They've really done a good job of taking care of the ball.
Yeah, Kevin, that's been an emphasis for them. You don't want to beat yourself. So you look up and down the roster, it's a pretty disciplined group. But it's also the kind of thing that can change from year to year.
And stolen by Wiggins. Hero against Giddey. Hero passes to Burks. Now Adebayo. It's tipped.
Making good use of his length. Buzelis able to track down the block that time.
First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Giddey against Hero. Wiggins with the block. Now Buzelis. There's the drive. And then Buzelis with the dunk.
And we talk about how long Buzelis is. There he showcases it on the offensive glass.
Second team foul.
Hero against Ball. Out to Smith. On the wing, Williams. Chicago needs to get a shot off. Clock at 2. There's Ball with the 3. Oh, through the foul. It almost hit the three-point bucket. But he'll go to the line to shoot 3.
And Ball's size makes him a difficult guy to guard. He uses it well to pick up fouls while shooting.
Well, the Miami Heat have always been a contention stand for the East, and you've worked in the organization. Why is that?
Well, look, Kevin, I'll admit to a bit of a bias here, but they have a great coach, maybe the best in the league. He's been there since 2008. That consistency and continuity really helps, and this team expects themselves to win no matter what they go through.
Nobody near Williams. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow.
And Ball sets up his teammates, and when they're open, quick to whip it around. One of the best ball movers in the league.
Now, Hero. To the middle. Here's Ware, and he dunks it down.
Well, when you move the ball, you open up the defense. Great job to make the unselfish play.
Here's Ball. His second shot goes in, off to a good start, 2 for 2.
I'm a fan of how Ball uses that size inside. Excellent at getting his shot off close to the basket.
Now, Hero. Adebayo down low. He's covered by Ball. Adebayo against Ball. The shot by Adebayo, no good. The Bulls leading by 6. Right now, I've sent it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, I did speak with head coach Eric Spoelstra. Dealing with Lonzo Ball's playmaking was at the front of his mind. He told me Lonzo's a tremendous decision maker, so we've got to be quick to close off the passing lanes. We can't let him create easy baskets. The goal is to keep Ball's impact as a playmaker down to a minimum. Guys, back to you.
Thanks so much, David.
And despite that miss, a strong start for them offensively.
Hero, that's a two-pointer. From out on the wing, he knocks it down.
And there's no hesitation from Hero. When the shot's there for him, he is looking to let it fly.
And it's ball penetrating. Williams kicks to Giddey. Williams a screen on Burks. Giddey no good.
And when you are as good a shooter as he is, you have to have the confidence to take that shot. It might not always fall.
That's one of those heat check shots, and heat check is a synonym for bad shot.
Oh, fellas, that was a vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one.
Well, you love the unselfishness, makes the next pass, and enables his team to capitalize on the possession.
2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Wiggins outside. Rebound by Smith.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Buzelis' shot is good.
And you'd like to see Buzelis use that size inside rather than just settle for the jump shot.
And the call will be against Lonzo Ball. That is his first foul of the game.
Bulls foul.
Miami shooting their first free throws of the game.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
Free throw good. Burks.
Alec Burks.
And Burks hits 2 free throws. One second left, and it's good on the way up.
Yeah, so skilled offensively. Getting the ball in his hands is generally a good idea.
And so it's Chicago, with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And now we'll get a perspective here on the hustle game, how it's been going for Chicago.
Well, our coaching staff has to be happy with how active they've been defensively, forcing turnovers and making the offense uncomfortable.
And the other thing, I love how they're playing up tonight, getting into ball handlers and forcing some turnovers.
So with Vucevic on the bench, here's the group that Billy Donovan has on the floor. They've got Jalen Smith. Buzelis out there with Patrick Williams. Then it's Josh Giddey. And it's Ball in at the 1. And Stan, it seems like time and again, the Heat uncover those hidden gems, turning unknowns into big contributors.
That's one of the things they do best, Kevin. The list of names like that is long, but look no further than Udonis Haslem, whose jersey they retired last season. Their hard work culture seems to breed those kind of success stories.
There's the pick. 6 on the shot clock. A three-pointer. Wiggins, good on the triple. Wiggins has got his second bucket of the night.
Sometimes you gotta do it yourself. Wiggins taking the initiative there.
Ball with it. Now defended by Adebayo. Burks against Giddey. Shoots over Burks. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Stan, I've always admired you. Come from a coaching family. Was there a point growing up you knew you wanted to be a coach?
Yeah, I loved being around the game. And so 2 things happened that drove me into coaching. Number 1, I loved baseball and I couldn't hit one. So that was out. And I wasn't a good enough basketball player to go on that way. So if I wanted to stay involved in the game, that's when I knew I wanted to be a coach.
But your dad had a little bit of that in his background. I say in a little kind of tongue-in-cheek, right? He was a guy that led the way and you're interested.
Yeah, my dad coached for over 40 years, and I think he had a great passion for it and always used to tell us that he never actually felt like he worked a day in his life. He loved it so much.
Following in his footsteps. Terrific story.
And this is simply what Hero does, finding and making shots.
Here's Giddey to the wing right side. Williams a screen on Hero. Here's Ball. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Tyler Hero picks one up.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim. No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
The Heat trail by 7. And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, GA?
Kevin, thanks. Bam Adebayo talked about how his mentality has evolved over his career. He said, shoot the ball. I feel like that's been my evolution. It sounds very simple, that I came into this league as a defender. I feel like the progression's been shoot the ball, worry about everything else later. Kevin?
He certainly, DA, is a two-way threat. Poked away.
Defensive breakdown there, and they got lucky. He's not going to miss too many of those.
Well, we're used to the stretch big men these days, Stan. That's not Bam Adebayo's game. How is he still effective?
Well, Kevin, Bam is a highly skilled big in his own right. He just doesn't have the three-point shot, but he's got the ball handling, he's got the passing, and he's got the mid-range jumper, and he puts those things together into a very effective package.
He has a good handle, doesn't he?
He's got a great handle.
And the foul on Alec Burks. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Team foul.
Ball feeling it out a bit.
And it adds so much to Hero's value when he's out there contesting shots. That's the activity they want to see.
And at this point, Tyler Hero's used to hearing his name in just about every trade rumor that comes along, Stan. I would assume that's got to be a little disconcerting for a player.
It probably is, Kevin, but give him a lot of credit. It never seems to bother him, at least in terms of affecting his play on the floor. He still puts up big numbers. He plays with great confidence. Tyler Hero's an outstanding offensive player.
Ball with it. Now defended by Adebayo. Here's Buzelis. It's good. The assist that time from Ball.
Assisted by.
Ball's got 3 assists tonight. Miami's gone 2 of 3 when they've stepped beyond the arc in the second quarter. And here's Burks. No one near Adebayo as he lets it go. Connects from three-point range.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Fires from deep. And Giddey gets it to go. Giddey's got 5 points in the quarter.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Adebayo with a screen on Giddey. Burks. And there's the drive. Basket counts. Burks has got 6.
We'll see if they can finally hold on to a lead. It's been back and forth all night.
Well, this is why the fans are here. Each team trading blows, increasing the entertainment value.
No shortage of drama here early on.
Yeah, 8 lead changes already. Huge number this early.
Hero finds Wiggins. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Bulls out front, leading by a point. And now, thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
Playing well on the road can be very difficult. They're doing a good job despite the challenges.
Away from home, they aren't let. And since we have a moment, let's see what other game. That is more than enough of.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. We're seeing a tremendous game from Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
Yeah, it's not like he's getting everything at the rim. He's playing smart and just taking what the defense gives him.
Duncan Robinson out there with Rozier. Then there's Here's Jaime Jaquez. Then there's Kevin Love. And it's Jovic in at the power forward. So that's who Eric Spoelstra starts the second half with. Here's White. No good on the triple. The Heat with the lead. Robinson passes to Love. Now Rozier. Comes up empty down low. Here's Horton Tucker. The putback, and it's put back in by White. White's got his first basket of the night. As we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ballgame.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
Outside Robinson. Pass to Jaquez. Outside Rozier. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And the rejection by Collins. And they're pushing it up. Vucevic the pass to Horton Tucker. The three-pointer no good.
And with that miss, they're just 1 for 4 to start the third quarter.
And the basket by Rozier. Rozier's got 4 this quarter.
And we continue to see Rozier taking on more responsibility offensively. Nice finish inside.
Robinson for 3. And Vucevic pulls it down. Chicago trailing here. The 3. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And White is just so fast. Once he leaks out in the open floor, he's tough to keep pace with.
Robinson passes to Jovic. No good with the triple. Chicago's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. And Vucevic throws it down.
Yeah, just powerful stuff from Vucevic.
And Rozier, here we go. Jaquez outside. A 3-ball. It's hauled in by the Bulls. And another fast break chance here for the Bulls. Here we go.
Well, he saw the defender back, and he got the look he liked from 3 and capitalized.
Now, here is Robinson. D right on him. 1:57 left in the third quarter. And they get it. And the layup is good. You know, Stan, when I think of you as a coach, I think defense. So let me put you on the spot as you assess the wing defenders in the NBA right now. Who are some of the top 2 or 3 that you notice?
Well, look, there's so many good ones. My favorite right now is Lou Dort because he's so strong, he's so disciplined, and he has an amazing ability to use his body even against guys that are a lot taller. He is a frustrating guy for great scorers to play against.
Now, he brought a lot to the NBA, but haven't the Thunder done a good job developing that kid?
Well, they have, and look, they've got other great defenders too, like Jalen Williams. They had to be lightning quick, and Robinson got it away.
Here's Collins. Another shot. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Bulls lead by 3.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
For 3, Love. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
Chicago ball.
The Bulls leading by 3. Outside, White from past the arc. Horton Tucker, the pass to White. Misses the 3. 5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Love. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Vucevic has got 4 rebounds in this game. Here's Rozier. Can't connect from short range.
Well, he continues to make the effort, but the results just aren't there this quarter.
White dishes to Collins. Over Rozier. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific game. Let's listen in on what Eric Spoelstra had.
It's got to be a sense of urgency, right?
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter, what is still anybody's ballgame. So for Chicago right now, Collins is out there with Vucevic. Then it's Dosunmu. Then it's Kobe White. And it's Horton Tucker in at the small forward. Outside for Robinson. The shot goes down and he gets this game back to even.
And look, this is a shot you can't give to Robinson because he loves shaking free from the corner.
Dosunmu with it. Robinson on him. And there's the bucket from Dosunmu.
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Yeah, he got a good look, and he calmly delivered for them. That's what you like to see.
Good work there as it goes.
How about the crafty handles there from Rozier? Had the D falling all over themselves.
Here's White. And Rozier pulls it down. Miami's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exact. And he commits the intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And the Heat going with the whole new group on the floor. Ware kicks to Burks. Pass to Ware. To take the lead. And the layup is up and in. And the Heat lead by 2.
And you want him taking big shots for you in big moments. That one was as easy as it gets.
Well, with him, he's dangerous because he's so confident. He wants to deliver in these moments.
Here's Buzelis. That 3 off the mark. The Heat have gotten all 3 of their shots to drop here in the 4th quarter. They came out of the break on a roll.
And Ball using those long arms to just swat away that shot. I love the hustle. Always nice to have a point guard who can block shots.
Bulls moving the ball around. Giddey kicks the ball. Here's Buzelis. And then Buzelis with the dunk.
It doesn't take much to get Buzelis up to the rim. He just pops off the floor and is right there.
It's Hero with the drive. Softly drops in the floater. Hero's got the lead up to 2 now for the Heat.
Great touch there. It's just so tough to defend a floater like that.
Trains the 3-pointer.
And Ball is not going to back down in these moments. In fact, he embraces being the man when it's a big possession.
And the call will be against Lonzo Ball. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
2nd team foul.
Hero with it. Wiggins a screen on Ball. Now Hero. Just 5 on the clock. Deep Adebayo. Rebound by Smith. Smith's got 5 rebounds tonight. It's tipped, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Ball.
Oh, come on. You cannot let that happen in this situation.
For Miami, they've gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the 4th. A pretty nice efficiency there. Pass to Wiggins. Adebayo with the screen on Williams. Here's Wiggins. And Wiggins throws it down hard.
And this is what we want to see more of from Wiggins, delivering a huge basket for his team.
Ball with the bucket. Time running low, guys, and somebody has got to win this one.
Yeah, well, who knows? We might need overtime in this one. It's been that kind of a game.
Wiggins, a screen on Giddey. Burks with it. Williams picks him up. Burks can't get it to go.
Yeah, credit the defense there, not allowing the easy layup.
1:16 left in the game. Smith in the post. Burks covering. Smith's shot is good.
And coming down the stretch here, both teams still on fire.
Yeah, in hopes that your opponent is just going to go cold. That's not going to happen, it doesn't look like in this one. This might go down to whoever has the last possession.
Big-time basket at a big-time moment.
Yeah, don't you just love to see a player embrace that kind of pressure?
Buzelis, no one around him. Gets the three to fall.
This kid, Buzelis, loves these types of situations. He wants to be the guy they go to in the big moments.
Hero against Ball. With the shot. Hero, no good. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Giddy, no one around him. The kick out to Williams. And it's Miami with the rebound. On the wing, Wiggins. Misses the three. Stolen. Burks for three. And so the big win by Chicago in a tight game.
The end of the game.
This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, we
and safe to say they don't particularly like each other.
And I think fans really gravitate towards that sort of dislike. It just puts an extra added ingredient of intensity on a game like this. So for the fan bases, this one's big.
I'll look at Orlando's opening lineup. Banchero and Carter Jr. make up the front court. The backcourt is Suggs and Caldwell Pope, and it's Wagner in at the small forward position. Now here's Suggs. There's the three. The rebound by Ware. On the wing, Burks. He's covered by Caldwell Pope, and that one is stuffed right through.
And there is some intelligence behind the passing of Adebayo. Not flashy, but making smart ones.
Now Suggs. Banchero outside. Pass to Wagner. And Andrew Wiggins gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game.
He didn't have his feet planted.
First team foul.
And about a minute gone in the first quarter. For three, Caldwell Pope.
It's Hero's quickness on defense right now that's helping him to be effective.
And Brett, the Heat always looking to compete year in, year out.
Well, for good reason. This team takes a lot of pride in giving themselves a chance every year. And the way the front office conducts their business is they believe they can put together the type of roster that is going to go out there and take care of things to put them in position to be successful.
Now here's Wiggins. Has to Ware. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed pass.
Nothing to force here. Wiggins patient, and he found the open man.
Suggs, the pass to Carter. Here's Banchero. Wagner on the wing. And another miss by Orlando. Miami's gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Wiggins with it. Now guarded by Suggs. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. Shot to stop the run. The three from Banchero. Nails it from beyond the arc.
His ability to shoot off the catch is a big plus. Banchero has quick reactions, a really versatile scorer.
It's Hero on the take. And a two-handed jam.
Wow. I'll tell you, such an advantage having a playmaker who can get up to the rim and finish.
Now that is what every team wants.
Like to see that assertiveness, especially from the guy who's going to orchestrate your offense.
He felt the defender closing out to him, and Banchero let it fly. That catch-and-shoot ability is a weapon.
Now here's Hero. 5 points in the game. Outside Burks. Perfect night so far, 2 for 2.
Pounding it inside early and often, setting a physical tone.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
This Magic team is making moves in the East. Star forward Paulo Banchero said, "We're a lot more competitive. We know we're talented. We can play with anybody, and we've proven it. Just one game at a time." Brian?
Got to take that simple approach. A team on the rise, Allie. Thank you. Here's Hero. Orlando making their last shot. A minute 31 left in the first quarter. To the middle. 6 on the shot clock. They get the rebound. Here's Ware. The kick out to Wiggins. Adebayo, a screen on Suggs. And play stops. A whistle there on what looks like an illegal screen.
You can get away with one once in a while, but it looked like he wasn't completely set on that pick.
Yeah, a quick little lean like that is going to get the ref's attention. Foul called.
Burks against Suggs. The three from Banchero. And again, it's the Magic from deep.
And Banchero has some range already. I mean, I want to see him continue to drain these shots.
Hero outside. Orlando grabs the miss.
Oh, can't punish the defense for leaving him open that time. That's a frustrating miss for a really steady jump shooter.
And there's the call. It's on Bam Adebayo. That'll be a second foul of the game. Caldwell Pope finds Carter. Here's Banchero. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Banchero's got 11 points.
He can play big and tough. I mean, Banchero bangs his way in.
Again, the Heat misses. Shot clock and game clock, 1 second differential. They've been taking care of business.
Especially at the offensive end, where they've been totally in sync. High value assist there. Finding him inside for the finish.
Heat trail by 4. Hero outside. To win the run. And that's not gonna go. Misses at the buzzer. And so the first quarter is in the book. Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And a moment to check out the scoring breakdown for Orlando.
Well, in today's NBA, the three-point shot is so valuable. They realize this, and that's why they're continuing to drain as many as they can.
Love the passing that they displayed at the start of the game. Great ball movement that's opening up some chances without really getting deep into the execution.
They've got Alec Burks. Bam Adebayo is out there with Andrew Wiggins. Then there's Tyler Hero, and it's Ware in at the 5 spot. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Miami trailing. Back to Burks. And he dunks it down.
Making sure of it with the two-hand slam, B.A.
Yeah, I don't blame him with the score this tight. You cannot take a chance here. Here's Carter. And he banks in the layup.
Putting in work. Carter Jr. is a lunch pail guy who just goes about his business.
On the attack, Hero dunks it hard with one hand. Wow, he makes it look easy.
And once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes his 2 points, moves on. Suggs. Hey, how's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
And how about the leaping ability of Suggs? Getting off the floor with such ease.
Hero against Caldwell Pope. And there's a pick. Fires the 3. Offensive board. Here's Wiggins. Wiggins with the inside bucket. Nice.
And man, I love it when Wiggins gets vertical. Such an impressive athlete.
And so it's Suggs. He brings it up for Orlando. And we have seen Andrew Wiggins step up as the second best player on a title team. But it's all about his consistency, bro.
Well, Andrew Wiggins' role, I believe, changed last year. A little in and out of the lineup for Andrew, and the changes around him have not been ideal. Hope that he embraces whatever it is that the coaching staff wants him to lock in this year, because as a two-way player, Andrew Wiggins is still very capable.
Oh, Banchero throws it down.
And I think we're going to see a lot of nights like this from Banchero. He is built to score and never seems to take a play off.
Adebayo against Carter. Here's Ware. And it's flushed down. A nice jam.
Oh, man. He got fancy with that finish.
He may be trying to provide the spark they need to break this one open. Now here's Carter. Banchero outside. Pass to Suggs. 4-3. The rebound by Burks.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Foul called on Jalen Suggs. That's his first foul of the game. The Heat have gone 4 for 6 here in the second. And now about 3 minutes gone in the second quarter here. Here's Hero. That one's good. This game is all even. Hero's got 4 points in the quarter.
And that's what Hero is. He's a shot maker, a guy who figures out ways to put the ball into the bucket.
And Carroll with a screen on Burks. Suggs outside. And Carroll outside. Just 5 on the clock. That one doesn't drop. Oh, great D that time from Adebayo. Hero on the wing. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. And he gets that one.
Well, the paint can open up for Hero because he's such a good shooter, smart to attack. He had a chance to do it there.
Suggs against Burks. The kick out to Banchero. The big man, Banchero, showing the range.
Now, what a great option he gives them on every possession.
And the ball out of play. The Magic will have it.
Orlando ball.
Orlando's gone 1 of 4 from three-point land here in the second. And there's the call. It's on Bam Adebayo. That's his third foul so far. 54 seconds left in the second quarter. Suggs surveys the D. And there's the slam. Dunk to finish it off.
His hang time on the rim puts a sweet cherry on top, B.A.
It's a close game, and those displays of explosiveness can jumpstart a team. Now here's Hero. He's got 11. Nice move. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. That's on Wendell Carter.
And Hero does a nice job driving in there and then making sure he gets fouled.
So Hero nails both of them.
A great player on a great role at the charity stripe. The D has got to be careful about being too aggressive on him and sending him back for freebies.
Now here's Suggs. He has 6. Picked by Carter. Five to shoot. Here's Banchero. The baseline J is off the mark. And so a close game as we wrap up the first half of play. It's the Magic leading by a point. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
Fans, please direct your attention to center court. And get ready for the fan half-court shot. Drum roll. They're measuring up the shot.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard. Paolo Banchero with a strong contribution so far in this one.
And the bulk of his production has been generated along the perimeter.
Yeah, he keeps tracking down those spots behind the three-point line and finding some open opportunities.
Here's who Jamal Mosley is starting the second half with. Wagner is out there with Goga Batadze. And it's De Silva in at the 3. Rozier gets the bucket. Grant, when you talk about consistency and officiating game to game, you think there's room for improvement?
You know, I do think so. I mean, they're allowing more contact, but overall, more clarity on what constitutes legal guarding position would help players and officials.
Now here's Wagner. Drops in the layup for 2.
A great move. I mean, the defense has no response.
Well, just ripping through right there as he finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ play.
Howard with the ball, and it's Robinson picking him up. Fires from deep. Love grabs the miss. Well, Miami shooting a fantastic 57%.
Love can scan the floor. He's always looking for the late cutter and patient with that decision.
For Orlando, they've gone just 1 of 3 in the second half. Wagner with a screen on Rozier. Here's Black. Knocks it down from distance. And the Magic lead by 1. Here in the second half, these teams still neck and neck.
I really like how each team is matching the other's intensity. Woo-wee! What a big finish out of the backcourt.
That might be exactly what they needed at this point of the game.
Defense has got to be better. Flat out effort was not there.
Orlando with the ball. After the basket by Miami. Here's Batadze. No points so far. Wagner with a screen on Rozier. Here's Black. Oh, the bucket's good, and he'll have a chance at one more. Terry Rozier picks one up.
It's not easy to work the ball inside in this league, but they've done it all night.
Orlando shooting their first free throw of the contest. And so it's Rozier who brings it up for the Miami Heat. Six to shoot. Right wing. Here's Jovic. Gets the three ball to go.
Keeping his head up and staying patient. This is what you love to see from Rozier as a playmaker.
Just over 2.5 minutes gone by in the second half. Here's Black. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. Black's got 9 points now in the second half. Rozier with it. He's got 5. Driving in. It's deflected. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wagner. Wagner with a steal. Here's Black. Pounded by Rozier. Kicks it out to Wagner. Batase with a screen. There's Howard with the three. Kept alive. Batase, the pass to Black. Batase with a screen. The three. The shot, no good. For Miami, they've gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to go since the break. Nifty move. Outside Robinson. Here's Jovic. It's Jaquez on the wing. Just 5 to shoot. Oh, a two-handed power slam.
How about the bounce?
We can call that bounce per ounce. Can't be denied. Here's Black. Here's Batase. Oh, they get a hand on it. It's stolen by Love. Jaquez finds Love. Back to Jaquez. Banked it in off the glass. Jaquez has got 6.
This game has been like a seesaw. Both teams going back and forth at one another.
Yeah, everybody trying to get away from one another, and the threads are keeping them close. This has been highly competitive.
Now here's Wagner. And for some reason, he decided to foul there.
NBA, that's an odd move. Maybe there's something else behind it. You don't want to stop the clock right there. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking.
Here's Black. 9 points in the game. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window. Black's got 11 here in the quarter alone.
The defense couldn't collapse quickly enough.
Oh, and makes it with the kiss. And the Heat lead by 2.
That kind of looks like a predictable shot, one that they want. The defense has to prevent the ball from getting into that sweet spot.
Shot's good by Black. And it's amazing. Neither team has been able to hold the lead for any length of time.
Yeah, these guys are leaving it all on the floor tonight.
And we've just finished the third quarter. What a tight game we've got going. Orlando ahead. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
Talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
Yeah, those are the kind of plays that you want to put on a canvas. Just beautiful basketball.
Man, I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the fourth quarter. They've got Tyler Hero. Andrew Wiggins is out there with Bam Adebayo. Then there's Alec Burks. And it's Ware in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group in the game for the Heat. Hero against Caldwell Pope. Hero outside. Adebayo up top. And Adebayo slams it in.
Watch out when Adebayo gets vertical. That's a big bam.
The Magic shooting a solid 53% from the floor. And Carroll with a screen on Burks. Here's Suggs. Blocked! Wiggins looking around. To the wing, right side. That's tipped. Wiggins against Suggs. Carter, a screen on Wiggins. Suggs outside. Banchero outside. Shot clock at 6. Wagner with a screen. Ooh, Banchero getting it done and tight.
And this team relies on Banchero's scoring, but tonight he's carried them.
And so Hero will bring it up for the Heat. Adebayo sets a screen. And it's Wendell Carter with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him.
Second personal foul. First team foul.
Hero against Caldwell Pope. Now here's Hero. Guarded closely. 4 on the clock. No good on the triple.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
Carter, a screen on Burks. Suggs with it. Guarded by Adebayo. Caldwell Pope for 3. Connects from downtown. Now it's a 5-point Orlando lead.
Their strategy has been pretty simple here in the second half. Attack from three-point range.
Maybe trying to find a little bit more space and ball movement to get guys open at the three-point line.
Win or lose, this is the fight you want to see from your players.
A great example out here of just a no-quit team continuing to compete until the final buzzer.
And that one misses.
And Hero, one of those guys you just rely on coming in and giving you that offensive pop. Does a lot of things for his team on that end of the floor.
Puts the move on, and it's laid up and in by Suggs.
Putting this team on his back. I love seeing Suggs take charge like this.
Wagner against Burks. Pass to Hero. Adebayo with it. The Heat need to get one up in a hurry. Hero, no good. Magic leading by 5. Right side, Caldwell Pope. The 3 is up. Rebound by the Heat. Ware's got 4 rebounds in the game. Adebayo up top. And finished off by Adebayo.
Bam stepping up and making a huge play for his team that time.
For Orlando, they've gotten 4 shots out of 6 attempts to drop so far in the 4th. Suggs, the pass to Carter. Back to Suggs. Pass to Carter. Oh, he tries a 3. Adebayo grabs the board. Adebayo's got 4 rebounds now. Heat shooting a red-hot 63% in this game. And he gets the bucket. And now just a 1-point Magic lead.
And this is a huge step showing trust in Bam's play in the biggest moments.
Here's Banchero. Paolo, strong.
And stepping up when it's clutch time. That's a very mature play by the young Banchero.
Caldwell Pope against Hero. To tie it up. The rebound by Carter. A basket here would give them some breathing room.
Slow down, no need to hurry. Take the best shot available.
Drains the triple.
This has been their game plan here in the final period. We'll see if it continues to work out.
It's one thing to have teams shoot a bunch of threes, but with this team being that hot defensively, you got to chase them away from anywhere near that line. Tyler Hero in the zone.
And Alec Burks gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
They're just trying to hold on to this lead, Grant.
And right now, you just can't afford to be careless.
Caldwell Pope's shot is off. And it's the Heat with the ball. It's Adebayo, high post. Orlando grabs the miss. Banchero outside. Let's go with a 3. Counted from distance. So the Magic win it. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for them. They had to dig deep to come out on top.
Yeah, you know, some teams